So Moses Itauma versus Jermaine Franklin will be going down tonight. Good card on the zone. I'll be watching. Let's talk about it. Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So we got Jermaine Franklin taking on Moses Itauma. All right, Moses Itauma, the young sensation that everyone's been waiting for to see how he progresses in the heavyweight division. He hasn't been tested. Moses is untested at the moment. You know, he's got like a whole load of victories under his belt and knockouts as well. I haven't got the exact stats in front of me, so I don't want to misquote. But Moses is hot property over here in the UK. The heavyweight scene in the UK is doing pretty well, and there's a decent undercard tonight. So it's a good night of boxing. Later on, we got Fundora versus Keith One Time Furman. That will be a good watch as well. I'll probably be staying up to watch that. So look, Jermaine Franklin, the last two appearances in the UK, I believe. I'm not sure about his last fight. It was meant to be a stinker. I'm not sure where that was held, but he fought Dillian Whyte, right? Dillian Whyte on a controversial points loss, right? A lot of people felt like Jermaine Franklin won that fight. Personally, I think it could have gone either way, right? For me, it could have gone either way, that fight. It went Dillian Whyte's way. A lot of people saying because, Dillian Whyte's a name and the fight was fought in the UK on Dillian's home soil. That's why he got the nod. Okay, we move on to Anthony Joshua. A fight that I spoke about before it was made. I said, listen, a lot of people complained about Dillian Whyte's performance against Jermaine Franklin, saying that Dillian Whyte's washed. I made a statement and said, look, I don't think it's as much as Dillian Whyte's washed. Dillian Whyte's not in his prime anymore. We know this. We can see this. He was used. This is when Dillian Whyte came off of the loss to Tyson Fury, being knocked out with the uppercut, and Dillian Whyte acquired the services of Buddy McGirt, and we noticed that he started to use the cross guard to defend, the chin, which he made no secret about. He said, I've got to use a different guard to protect my vulnerable spot. He went in there with Franklin, and, it was a 12-round dust-up. And later on, as I said, the fans were complaining, saying Dillian Whyte's washed and he should have finished Franklin. Franklin is a nobody. Who is Franklin? Dillian Whyte should be knocking out these guys. And I said, look, hold on a second. All right, hold on. Is it on this channel? It might be on this channel or my old channel. I can't even remember. I said, hold on. Jermaine Franklin is not a bad fighter. So you guys have got to give him respect. I know you don't know who he is. He doesn't have a big name over in the UK. No one's heard of him. But that doesn't mean he's not any good. All right? You've got to stop this. Because someone doesn't have a name, it doesn't mean they're any good. Jermaine Franklin is a decent and competent fighter, as we all know now, right? I was saying it after the Dillian Whyte fight, after the first time I seen him, saying he's not a bad fighter. Joshua would kill him. This is what the Joshua fans were saying. Obviously, you have a rivalry between Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. What would Joshua do to him? Joshua would knock him out. Joshua would knock Franklin out in 2-3 rounds. I said, no, that's not happening. Trust me. I said, if they were to fight, it would look very much similar to the Dillian Whyte fight. A lot of people laughed at me. There was a certain podcast, that comes on every Monday around about 8 o'clock. They laughed at me and said then I was ludicrous. I didn't know what I was talking about. Up until the fight got announced. Eddie Hearn announced Jermaine Franklin will be fighting Anthony Joshua. I went back, made another video and said, well, we'll see then. We'll see how delusional I am after this fight. The fight happened. Anthony Joshua won the fight. I would give it to Anthony Joshua. Again, it was a close fight though. Anthony Joshua never ran away with that fight. And do you remember the controversy after the fight where Jermaine Franklin's team got into it with Anthony Joshua and his team after the fight? I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah. Anyway. So now we move on to Moses Itauma. We've seen Dillian Whyte get decimated by Moses. A washed Dillian Whyte. Not only was he washed, I don't believe Dillian Whyte was even fit for that fight. I think he just went in there for a quick £3 million payday. Allegedly, it was $3 million that he received for that fight to get beat up by Moses Itauma. And now Moses Itauma is moving on to a former opponent of Dillian Whyte in Jermaine Franklin. Very durable, never been stopped before, never looked like being stopped. And if Moses Itauma was to stop Jermaine Franklin tonight, it will be a great statement. And a great message to the heavyweight division to say Moses Itauma is here. He can knock out semi-elite. I won't say Jermaine Franklin's elite. So that's what I'm going to say, semi. All right, semi, not even semi-quarterly elite competition. Someone who's up there, someone who can give the big boys a good run for their money and is not going to get stopped. Jermaine's got a good chin. He's got good fight IQ. He's got a good output as well. I could see him causing Moses some problems. But the thing is, will Moses stop him? That's what everyone's interested in. Is Moses going to stop Jermaine Franklin? If Moses goes 12 rounds with Franklin, it's no shame at all. Nothing. This is nothing, because we've seen that Moses is very durable. We've seen that Jermaine's very durable. But if he were to stop him, and if he was to stop him in under 6 rounds, yeah, then I'll be saying, whoa, we heavyweight division on alert. You know, Moses recently come out with Fabio Wardley, and they've accused Alexander Usyk of ducking, right? I haven't watched the video, but I've seen the headlines from a lot of the channels, and they're saying that he's ducking. Well, I'll say this fight tonight could further strengthen Moses Itauma's case, Alexander Usyk's ducking, or it could go horribly wrong, and people could say, well, he was never ready for Alexander Usyk. He would have got destroyed, and it's a good job that fight never happened. But anyway, I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Personally, I know you're probably waiting for my prediction. I think this is going to be a long haul fight. I think Franklin's going to... I don't think there's going to be an early stoppage. Okay, no early stoppage from Moses. I don't expect Jermaine to stop Moses either early. If there's going to be a stoppage, it's going to be Moses Itauma, and I reckon it's a 10-round fight. So I think it's going to be late, 9-10, if there's going to be a stoppage around about 9-10. But my prediction for this fight is going to go to points. This fight's going to go the full 10 rounds, and Moses Itauma will probably get, I would say, a unanimous decision. I don't know, unanimous. I don't know. Let's just say Moses is going to win on points. But anyway, enough said. Do us a favor, smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications to get all the new and the latest videos.